What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit. I have organized the chaos without actually organizing the chaos. There was a little bit of recorded game issues going on. Spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Yoshii. I feel like that was uncalled for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. His opponent today in the red color playing as Odin. His name is Oden. I love that joke. That's the best part. Odin. Oden. Fantastic. His name is Grand Monster. He's playing as Odin. It's currently 2-0 in this best of 5 series. And yeah, that's where we're at. It's an exciting time to be an Age Mythology fan because I don't know about you, but these games have been insanely close. These series have been insanely close. Literally every single series in the main bracket has been a bonkers high level clash. Like you could have like paid money for a show match between those players, and it would have been a pop off event. But we literally have it like 4 times going on, and then you get the 2 time. Wait. 4 times? 8 times going on. And then you get 4 times. And then you get 2. And then you get 1. And then 1 as well. You just have so many good games coming your way. Which is insanely fun and insanely good. And we'll see how this is all going to go. We do have Kronos here for Yoshii. I am a fan of Yoshii's Kronos. But whether or not Yoshii is a fan of Yoshii's Kronos remains to be seen. As we'll see how he's going to attempt to deal with the beast that is Odin. Odin is one of those civilizations which people are just like, yeah, Odin is just really, really good to get against Atlantean. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So we do see this Ulfsark now making its way over to build a temple. And the game is well on its way. Do have ourselves the secrets of the Titans over here, as well as the Mithril Horseshoes. Oh, I love that relic. That relic is really, really good for Odin. It's a little bit of a early game trap. You don't really want to go raiding cavalry straight away against Atlantean. You want to get those Ulfsarks out, but later on can be very, very useful where that's concerned. So, moving on, we do see that the temple for Yoshii coming up as he is looking to advance. Going to be a little bit late here. I'm not sure what exactly. Oh, he's going for a 4-minute advance time. I'm not sure exactly what happened there with Yoshii, but a 4-minute. On a map like this, where you got this good of a hunt, you can actually get a 3:55 hunting dogs advance time. The build's really, really simple. All you have to do is send the first villager to wood to chop an entire tree down. After the tree's chopped, you send them over onto gold. And then if there's a straggler tree that is close to the hunt, you send a villager over to that tree. So probably here first, and then move over to the hunt after he's chopped a little bit. And you can get a very, very simple 4:30, 3:55 or 4-minute advance time, but something going a little bit wrong there in the early game for Yoshii. So he does chuck his temple down. He does lose an oracle in the early game here. That's not what you want. As we see, the oracles have managed to find the opposing player's temple here. Grand Monster's temple is going to be gone. So no free myth unit for Grand Monster. That's a big win here for Yoshii, actually, as he does decide to go through Leto. So why not? I mean, Yoshii's got a bit of an advantage in this series, currently 2-0, so he can afford to go for something a little bit off meta. And we will be seeing a couple more automatons coming out. And this is an interesting god pick nonetheless, because it really does help counter Odin in a big way, because you can... Because the spider lair can control the areas which are a little bit dangerous. So there's that. And then you can just like not fight, and then the Odin player struggles for favor, so they can't really make myth units. If you just try not to fight very much, you just go for raids and try and avoid fighting as much as possible. So we'll see if that's what Yoshii's going to go for. Has he thrown down his spider lair? He hasn't used his spider lair just yet. So normally the standard when we see Gaia players doing this is to throw down a super early spider lair somewhere. Now we do have ourselves a very, very low hunt map here as the village is finishing up on this elk where there is 16 cows. So I don't think Grand Monster is going to be unhappy about this map. 16 cows just means I can sit in my base and just have a really good time. And there is also 16 cows for Yoshii. Does he have himself husbandry already? Yes, he does. Smart to grab that one. Because these cows, they've only got 175 food in them right now. But by the time you get onto them, you're going to be enjoying your life much, much better. As you do see, the Scralings are moving around the map. Now, normally mass Ulfsark against Prometheus is pretty good because you don't have to worry too much about those Prometheans. You have those Hers, so they're going to be able to take them out. The problem is with automatons is you can't just hit and run. You can't just take a Promethean out and then leave. You can't just take an automaton out and then leave because the other one will just heal it back up. Now, I don't like this from Yoshii. Yoshii moving out into the middle of the map onto these berries is a very, very dangerous spot for these villagers to be. Now, he can time shift a house here or build a house here. But the thing is that Yoshii's already invested in a husbandry. He can just jump onto these cows and have no walking time out to here, just have more resources. And we're going to be seeing exactly that here for Grand Monster. I'm sure that Grand Monster is researching husbandry, so a little bit late there, but he's not going to have that walking time issue which Yoshii's had to do to get out into the middle of the map. He's not going to have in the back of his mind that his villagers might be able to get raided here. As we do see those Ulfsarks running for a bit of a drive-by behind the citizen here. But Yoshii's in the middle of the map now, and we'll see what Grand Monster's going to do. But the general strategy here for the Odin is to get to the heroic age and get a good frost down. So we'll see what Yoshii's got in store to make that not a thing. As the units starting to wander around. We do have a handful of units over here for Grand Monster. He does have 20 favor in the bank. Yoshii's also got 23 favor. Do have a interesting question in the chat. Can you transport villages with time shift? Now, the answer to this question is unfortunately no. It would be a really, really cool mechanic. Very, very overpowered though for Kronos. But what happens is effectively the building does effectively get deleted. So the unit just pops out after the time shift is finished. If that makes any sense. There's now Yoshii wandering around the map. We will be seeing... Do we see a second town center? Not just yet. I wonder, like Yoshii being the kind of Odin main that he is, I wonder what his... Like he does these crazy strats, but they always have some kind of reason behind them in a big way, as we are seeing the units now moving forward. And this is what I'm talking about. Having units right in the middle of the map means, well, Yoshii's going to have to leave here. He doesn't want to fight this because there's automaton, there's too many Hersa here. So big hack. I'm reading a message that I do not comprehend at all. So yeah, well, let's try and get back on track here. So we have the manor here. It's got 500 HP remaining. The villagers are going to be retreating away, and Yoshii does do what looks to me to be a very, very cheeky speed walk there with his citizen to get those to safety. And he will maybe move over onto this large gold mine here. We do have 85 population for Yoshii to 72 for Grand Monster, so he should be okay here to keep defending. How long until he's got his next spider lair? Not just yet. We are seeing villagers moving up and over onto this gold mine nice and early, leaving some gold in the home base. This is something that Kavoth, I'm not sure if he's the first one to do it, but he's someone who is very consistently doing it recently, so maybe this is where Yoshii's got it from. And the idea is that you want to go onto your second gold mines nice and early because there's not really a whole lot of difference between this gold mine and this gold mine in terms of defenses. Yes, these villages could make a break for the town center much earlier, but when it comes down to it, if there's units here raiding this, you have to garrison anyway. So if there's units raiding this, you have to garrison anyway, and you have to respond to it. So getting onto this gold mine early will result in you having more gold available to you in your base, and delaying timings a little bit and stuff like that. So Now, Grand Monster sitting in the middle of the map, getting himself medium rated. It's 86 population. Going to be looking for some sort of a fight here as this game is going to be continuing. The Carabalista sitting nicely positioned. Do we see those spider legs? Not just yet. Good little pullback there from Grand Monster as Yoshii pulls back. We will see a handful of military barracks, counter barracks getting dropped now for Yoshii as well, to kind of block these raiders from coming in. A little bits of damage going to come in here. Wouldn't mind seeing like another building getting time shifted over here. You could just time shift like a economic guild or something. Wouldn't be a bad idea, as we are going to be attempting to see a cheeky wall getting dropped down by Yoshii to keep this location safe. Somewhat safe. And Hyperion now on the way for Yoshii. So he does have the advantage here somewhat. But the armory up for Grand Monster now. The dwarves coming over onto this gold mine. They are 5 gold short of a heroic age. But he's going to get there nonetheless. As Yoshii is effectively just very, very heavy on the defense. So now if we move on to the logical conclusion of what Kronos should be trying to do next in this matchup. Normally I would say you want to get yourself destroyers out because they're cheaper. But destroyers don't make a whole lot of sense against the Norse civilization, because Norse does hack damage and destroyers have low hack armor. So maybe not destroyers, maybe something else, maybe just straight Mythic Age, which might be something that Yoshii wants to try and do here, especially if you can get an early Helios. You can be vortexing onto this, get frosted, vortex away, that kind of thing. Could be a good go here for Yoshii, or even just an implode with the timing. Wouldn't be a bad idea. We are seeing a town center getting dropped now for Yoshii. He's got plenty of food left in his main base, so we'll be able to advance very, very shortly to the Mythic Age as well, I'm sure. I do wonder if this town center is going to delay Yoshii too much, though, and it would have been better to maybe throw this town center up after he clicks up to the Mythic Age. As a little bit of an ordering thing, just get yourself to that Mythic Age that little bit earlier. Town center goes down, then you can push. So we're now starting to see Yoshii coming out and Grand Monster retreating back, and he will throw up a hill fort right in the middle of the map. A very dangerous hill fort here. Yoshii not spotting it, so Grand Monster kind of getting away with it. Now, where's the market? See, the big thing that's cool about Kronos that everyone forgets is this market in the middle of the base is actually a perfectly placed market, because you can time shift it over to the corner. You just send a unit over there, time shift it. Perfectly placed market without the citizen having to go there. And we do indeed see Helios through for Yoshii. Oh, changing it for Atlas. I think in hindsight, Atlas makes a lot more sense. The problem is that Helios is going to get frosted. You have to wait a minute to get it back, and frost lasts 45 seconds. So you're not going to be able to vortex out after the frost, unless you vortex first and then you get frosted a little bit later, as we are seeing the infantry moving forward here for Yoshii that have been caught out. Yoshii will decide to turn around and take this fight. He does have some very, very strong medium mobilities. He does drop himself the spider eggs here as well, so he can actually use those, retreat over them fairly nicely, and we will be seeing those raiding cavalry coming through, and one does get taken down. And now we see another re-decision here from Yoshii deciding, yeah, I in fact do want to go for Helios here. So I'm very confused. We will be seeing the units moving out to grab this town center over on the corner here. One of the big things that Yoshi's going to have to be concerned with is Ragnarok, obviously. So we'll see if he's going to throw down some palaces straight away and try and go for a big defense, or try and go for the jugular straight away with the big vortex onto the hometown center to deny some sort of a balder. As Grand Monster is getting very, very close to being able to advance here to the next stage. 37 villages though, not the most villages in the world. I still know palace getting thrown up for Yoshii. He's probably putting everything onto units right now, which, you know, in hindsight, I think is maybe one of the bigger mistakes of the Atlantean players, is that they put so much into upgrades here, like upgrades that you probably don't really need. Like, I mean, heavy infantry you do need, but I wonder if it wouldn't be better to just put everything into palace right now onto your gold mines to make sure you don't Don't just straight die here. As Grand Monster just about to advance. And this is going to be the big thing. Which town center do you go for? Yoshi's going to have to guess. Now, Grand Monster has gotten Balder in the top town center here. He is moving his units up there. And there's nothing in the main base here. So a vortex after this frost will clean up the town center in the main base here. As we are seeing Yoshii going for that one there. So Grand Monster does get the smart move here as we see a heavy Murmillo moving in onto this position, and he does indeed decide to go for the main base. 2 Hecagigantes out, so this town center is going to get absolutely torn down incredibly fast. We do not have ourselves a chaos here. 3 Hecagigantes actually, so a dead town center very quickly indeed here, as the Frost Giants do miss their special abilities quite severely as the unit's going to be retreating away. The question is how long on this vortex, as it does take a minute and there is 50 seconds left, so it's 45 seconds to get to the Mythic Age. So I don't think he's going to be able to get over to the other location to vortex to that one in time, as now we see champion infantry has come through, some dwarves getting taken out. We do have 42 dwarves 42 villagers that are out here. The Hecagigantes is low-key bonkers against Frost Giants as well, as these units are getting taken out, and Yoshii going to be retreating well. There is this location over here he could potentially vortex to. I just want to check this if I can possibly. I can't. I have to click here. Yoshii play. He does have the vortex available. He does have the vortex available, so I'm surprised he hasn't used it just yet. But Balder does come through, and we will indeed see that that vortex onto this location. A bit of a cheeky Hekagigante special over here, so the other town center will be going down. But the question is going to be, can Yoshii defend here or not? As Copper Mal going to come through for Grand Monster. A couple of these units will be getting finished off. We got Ragnarok heroes in the corner. Ragnarok heroes over here immediately going to be targeting down this town center, as we do indeed see Masons coming through. One palace up over here. Another military barracks up over here. Villagers spreading out across the map. This is something incredibly important that you can do to keep alive in this situation, is to just go and send your villagers onto the other side of the map. Sneak them around the corner. Walk all the way over here onto potentially this gold mine or something. Could be not a bad idea indeed. As now the Rag Heroes are going to be coming. We are seeing Champion Fanatics coming out. Very, very scary unit for the Rag Heroes to be seeing. And we got some units now pushing in. There are these spider eggs that are remaining here, so they're going to get a couple of kills here, it would seem, as Grand Monster does manage to finish off this town center. 3 citizen here will be going down. Yoshii's at 121 of 130 population after losing some of those manners here, and he will be retreating off of that gold mine. There is a Raven over here to spot everything. There's a random throwing action here as well, so going to be hard for Yoshii to get out of his base. He does not really want to be losing this palace just yet. One thing that Yoshii can do is be selling resources. If we kind of have a cheeky look at what that looks like here. Can sell wood for 37, sell food for 74. So if he does have some farm set up, which it doesn't look like he does, you can sell those resources there. But now it looks like Yoshii has to pull back and be filling up some more manners. Not a whole lot of units left for Yoshii, but the tower is going to be getting some good damage. Might want to turn around and take this fight. You can utilize that automaton to try and help take out the fire giant here, but the units are actually right now destroying Grand Monster's base, but I'm not sure that's really going to matter, as we do see a bit of an undermine here, as the unit's going to jump onto this town center. The units will be retreating away. The Hekagigante is going to be attempting to deny this one here. Would it be worth it? It would be worth it to try and time shift and block these units from retreating away, as the citizen are getting taken down. You have to be really, really careful not to lose these citizen here, as Yoshii is doing his best to garrison micro, and Grand Monster now grouping up onto this town center here as the citizen retreating away. Yoshii does have himself 710 resources. He's no longer mining on this gold mine, though he could send those citizens over there, as the heroes of Ragnarok getting pushed back, and Yoshii maybe going to make a break for it. He does pull his villagers onto this location. There is a Raven over here. This citizen making another movement here, as the Arcus does shoot these bad boys away. Another citizen will be coming down. We'll be losing that citizen there, as the citizen maketh their way up to the top side of the map. There is still a decent sized army here for Yoshii, but so too is there a decent sized army for Grand Monster. So Yoshii just needs to deal damage and play it safe here, I would say. Even if Yoshii loses all of his villagers basically here, except for like 3, he's still got the advantage because Grand Monster cannot start villager production anymore. He's got not enough wood. He could buy himself some wood to build all his houses back up, but he has to come down to 30 population. So we do see this marker getting time shifted up onto this location. These villagers are going to be getting caught out here as Yoshii needs to come over and utilize the range advantage that he does have, as we are seeing some villagers now getting targeted down over here. This villager is going to be making their way over onto this gold mine. He might see the Raven, he might not. Maybe just keep wandering forward there as these citizens do make it back into the home base. Still no, now the market's down for Yoshii as he didn't really time shift that anywhere too useful. This might be a little bit difficult here. His Grand Monster's got himself bronze shields, and he's going to be pushing in nicely. That Hecagigantes special is actually kind of insane here for the delay. We're seeing some more units coming into this position here. There is looking like there's no Fire Giant remaining there's no Fire Giant remaining here. And the units will mostly clean up here for Grand Monster. Yoshi's got to micro this one into the town center with those arcs. Does not want to be losing those. Those are Champion Mamilla doing a nice job at defending here, but allowing those arcs to go down is a really, really big mistake here for Yoshii. And I don't think that Yoshii just has to make a bit of a break for it. He does have 2 citizens over here. He is going to be losing this town center, losing another villager here as the Rag Heroes get pushed away. We've only got ourselves 18 Rag Heroes remaining as the units here for Yoshii getting built. We will be seeing these citizens retreating away. Yoshii does have himself 9 citizens right now, mining this gold over here. He's going to be able to get some more Arcus out of his home base. He's got himself 5 citizens in this location, but Yoshii doesn't realize right now the situation that he's in. It's going to be tough to realize it, but there is no economy for Grand Monster. Maybe he does realize the situation he is, having taken out all the houses of Grand Monster, but he's not going to realize the resources which Grand Monster has here. So we'll see if he can muster enough army here to take out these units. Kind of hit and run just a little bit wouldn't be a bad idea as the best he possibly can do. We see there is a market over here indeed anyways, as a military barracks coming up on this location here. Yoshii can buy food a little bit, buy wood if he so chooses to get some more units up. These citizens are going to get trapped in this manner as well as Grand Monster is he's going to have to clear the entire map here, it would seem. In this situation here, I would never give up as the Kronos. You just got to keep on running citizen and hoping and hoping. So we do still see we've got even a Fanatic in on this position. I love this hit and run here. Citizen making a break for it right now. Those medium markers really not doing all too much damage at all because this is Bronze Shield Heroes of Ragnarok, and that one Frost Giant is a bit of an issue here for Yoshii to deal with. As we do see the units retreating over here, there are these spider eggs here, but there's only one unit that could potentially fall victim to that, as we do see Yoshii deciding to turn and take this fight as the Frost Giant gets pulled away, chasing down the Hecagigantes. The citizen does go down 46 population to 52 population as Yoshii is dealing with this army nicely here. This is looking like the Rag might be getting just about cleaned up with. Yoshi's got 800 gold in the bank here. Those Arcus all getting taken down. These are very low HP units, but they are Odin heroes, so they will come back up to full HP over time. So Yoshii has to really restart the production somehow, some way. We do see the Raven coming over onto this position over here. Only 4 citizen remaining for Yoshii. So how does he get the units out to defend or to deal with this? One way would be to have not built those units and just get a palace up. Maybe a couple less units and get a palace up here. Buy some wood, build a palace on this location, and then you're able to hold it, I guess. If you have a handful of Arcus, you can be darting in and out, getting that damage done. But man, it looks very, very dire right now for Yoshii. He's losing these 2 citizens over here. There's only 2 citizen really remaining right now for Yoshii on this gold mine. So very dicey indeed as we see a temple getting thrown up for Grand Monster. He's going to be wanting to spend the rest of his resources right now on a Frost Giant, but he doesn't have any houses, so he can't even get the Frost Giant out if he wants it, but he might be able to get one a little bit later as the citizen does get taken down here. The barracks going to get cleaned up as Yoshi's got just a handful of villagers over here, dropping some walls down as well to protect this location as the he's got 20 population. He needs to build houses to get units out. He does kill the Raven, but the units have spotted this, and now Grand Monster is on the warpath. 49 population versus 19 population and a dream. If this is Bloodsport, you've got to pull the best micro you possibly can. 3.75 speed units plus 4.8 speed units. We've seen the counter barracks. Everything's coming over onto this position. Will Yoshii attempt to retreat away or not? No, he is going to be utilizing these manners and the best garrison micro he could ever do here to try and stay alive, as he's going to be retreating these Arcus over here, utilizing the walls to defend. This is a beautiful attempt here from Yoshii as the mana does get taken down. The citizen making a break for it. He does lose one Arcus here that's basically just tickling these units as Grand Monster trying to push through, still building more and more units here. As the house does go down, and Yoshi's now back up to 25 population, still 49 population for Grand Monster, as these Heroes of Ragnarok are going to be getting taken down. The Champion Mamilo over here going to be doing some distraction action here. More units coming out. We will be needing another house up for Yoshii here, as he's desperately going to be attempting to get that one up. We'll see the counter barracks coming in. The mana getting thrown down on this location, can still utilize these walls to hang on here. As Grand Monster sneaking through, Yoshii going to have to retreat back around, but now there's a pincer action happening from Grand Monster coming in on both sides of the map, of the walls, I should say, as the house does manage to come back up for Yoshii. He's getting himself back up. He's got himself a handful of Mamilo. He's got himself a hero Arcus here to try and take down that Frost Giant. These Heroes of Ragnarok getting pulled back as Yoshii is doing his absolute darndest right now to stay alive, as the units do manage to push through here. We'll see another Hero of Ragnarok going down, 40 population for Grand Monster. He's trying to take down these manners as best as he can, because he realizes that Arcus are still getting trained here. The villager, they've still got this one wall to be kind of defending themselves with. We will see the Heroes of Ragnarok. They might be able to pick off the citizen. The citizen making a break for it into the mana, but the mana goes down, and now it's 0. It's going to be 0 villagers apiece here, as the final citizen here for Yoshii has got itself 30 HP, 17 HP, 4 HP, and it will end up going down. 19 population left for Yoshii to 28 population for Grand Monster, as Grand Monster will be able to inevitably finish off the remainder of these Arcus of Yoshii. Yoshii's got nothing left, no resources, no citizen, but Grand Monster has only got 4 Heroes of Ragnarok left, and I tell a lie, 3 Heroes of Ragnarok left, a Hersa and a Frost Giant. But in the end of the day, that's all you need to win a game, and Yoshii accepts defeat here. What an insane finish to one of possibly the most insane games I think I've ever seen. I've got no words. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.